So you are on tour with Halloween. How has the experience been so far of sharing the stage with such a legendary band?
We're honored to be here, of course, and enjoying the shows, obviously. There's always some challenges on the road, especially in the beginning of the tour, but I don't know. It's This is what we do, and we take it professionally and do our best.
Halloween's been one of my favorite bands all time, and yeah, like Anton says, it's an honor to be here with them, and they are very, very nice to us. So I must tag, because we've been doing several sporting tours, and we've been doing headlining tours as well. It's like really, from this, you know how to treat your sport bands. So I think we have good experiences so far. Only 5 shows, or I think 5 or 6 shows we've done. So the rest, like 16, is just ahead of us. But we are looking forward to it.
I'm not sure how much of their shows have you seen, but so far after the 5 or 6 shows, what's the favorite Pumpkin song that for the show?
Well, I've seen with Giannis 2 shows ago. We had a chance to watch their like almost entire show. Even during the sound checks, we've seen that it's a big production, and they're playing more than 2 hours. And it was like, to me, it was a great experience to watch their whole show. I didn't expect that. They have a very nice production, and there are songs they, I think, rarely play, and for fans like me, We Burn, for instance, it's like something which you didn't expect that they will play. I like Power. There's several songs, and the new one, A Little Is Little Too Much. I'm a big fan of that song, for instance. So it's like, it's really hard to pick only one. There's a lot of great songs in their 2-hour set.
Every band has its own some pre-shows ritual. What's yours?
Well, I just warm up playing guitar. That's my kind of a routine. And I take a glass of sake, a Japanese rice wine.
Okay.
Nowadays, usually that's about it for me from individual perspective. Warming up and enjoying sake.
Nothing specific for me, but as a band, we have something before the shows, and it changed 2 shows ago what we do, because we had a lineup change just during this tour, unfortunately. But so it comes with a little change in some other things as well. But this is something which is an inner thing, so I'm not going to say it, but we have something before the show, of course.
Okay. You already mentioned it. So, as you already mentioned, there was a lineup change currently, which you kind of announced, but you didn't say a reason behind the whole thing. Can you disclose something? If that's necessary, we can time gate the interview.
We indeed agreed not to comment further. In the post, we said that, at least for now, we are not opening it up. Yeah. But there are, of course, reasons. It's, let's put it this way, that like fate is fate, things happen the way they are meant to happen. And we do the best we can under the circumstances, the challenging circumstances. But I believe, I'm very optimistic, everything goes for the better. And we are also in the middle of a 4th album production currently. Obviously, it affects that as well. But like time-wise, we're pretty much still able to keep the schedule as discussed inside and with the label. I think so. In the big picture, things still roll on. as they're supposed to. And do you want to add?
Well, yeah, like Anton says, there's a reason why we don't talk about the reasons. But anyway, so it's unfortunate that it happened after 10 years, like exactly. The band was formed 10 years ago. A new chapter starts now in the band's life, maybe for good. Let's see.
How have you adapted to playing as a four-piece? Because that brings a lot of changes to how you approach the show and the whole performance.
Well, yeah, actually, it's kind of nostalgic because the first ever Beast in Black show in 2015 was it 13th of November 2015. It was a four-piece show, and it was me, Mate, Sami Hänninen was on drums, and of course Jannis. So it's like, oh yeah, well, back to the roots in a way. So of course I know the songs, I wrote them, and it doesn't bring any extra challenge apart from the guitar solo parts basically, which I kind of now improvise every night. One night I played like this, other night like that, and sometimes, oops, it became too jazzy, weird. But it's all right. I'm like enjoying actually it in its own way, and we enjoy like the chemistry on stage still. So that's the most important. And when the band enjoys still on stage, regardless of the changes, it mirrors to the people in the audience when they see that we are like enjoying and smiling still, like we did also as a five-piece. But so I think we can deliver the essentials to the fans. And after the first show that we did four-piece, and we went to see the fans in the merch area, the public area, they really like open-heartedly came to say how much they enjoyed it, and they didn't even comment on that huge change that we had. I don't know if it's good or bad, but like maybe they were just wanted to be nice and kind, but I don't know, like it seemed very genuine what they told us, how they were like enjoying this show, even though it wasn't perfect, and nothing ever is perfect, but that's the beauty when you can accomplish your goals and go over, surpass the challenges, and that brings you a nice feeling, like, and motivates you to go on.
Okay. You are in the middle of the tour. Is there even the possibility to already start looking for the replacement, or what state are you on with this issue?
When there's something to let people know, we'll inform about it. But so far, we like to keep this kind of a veil of secrecy regarding this matter, and then reveal things when we feel like there's something to reveal. So, yeah, I'm gonna be a bit vague with this answer because indeed we wanna focus on the essentials, and when there's something essential to announce, then we will do it. But meanwhile, to not cause any additional speculation, we'll just try not to comment on it anymore.
Okay. You've already played in Slovakia a few times before. How do you find Slovak audience compared to the other European or worldwide audiences?
Beast in Black audience is Beast in Black audience. That's how I see it always. Like I think I spoke with Jannis or Mate, maybe with Jannis 2 days ago, explaining that in touring, when we have some time to explore the local culture, I always enjoy the differences, what I do not have back at home. And that's, for me, a pleasant thing, because you remember the differences and bring those in your mind back home, and like it colors your mindscape in a way. And of course, food is great everywhere, basically where we go. I love to try local dishes and drinks and everything. always been kind of this food fan, like of local stuff. But as I said in the beginning, Beast in Black crowd is a Beast in Black crowd. Of course, it's also mostly Halloween crowd here today. But for us, when we go there on stage, it becomes during that show, it's entirely Beast in Black crowd for me and for us, for those 60 minutes that we're gonna play tonight as well. So if you want to add something.
Yeah, and we are in Zvolen, and we played one of our first tours, basically one of our first shows outside of Finland and Germany, because our first tour was in Germany only. We played here with Rhapsody. I think it was in 17, 18. Yeah, 18. Like in 15 and 16, we didn't play many shows. I think 3 in total. Then in 17, we had several shows, and then, yeah. So I still have some great memories of that show. And after that, we came back not to Zvolen, but to Bratislava. So I think 2 or 3 times, and we always had a nice crowd. And that's what I hope for tonight as well. Even though, yeah, it's a Halloween show, but we are very special guests, and very special guests means that we are also bringing lots of people. So let's see how is it going to be tonight.
There comes the first fan question. Would there ever be something like a rig rundown, something like Guitar Pro does? Because people want to know what are you playing on, what hardware you get, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know if we ever done that kind of a video or something, but it's quite simple. You know, we use the Neural DSP's Quad Cortex, the amp modeler, and I use ESP guitars currently, but I used to use Jackson guitars. Maybe I'll go to Jackson again after some point. I don't have any deal with any brand, so I like to keep myself free from all the obligations that might come with making a deal with some brand. You know, someday you might feel like, hey, I want to use that equipment because it just feels like it, and then you're at least free to do it. But it's quite simple indeed. So the Quad Cortex, that device, and the ESP guitars, that's about it for me. And then there's a lot of hardware stuff that our crew knows more about. Like, I don't even know what they have there. Like, yeah, like we have, of course, a lot of like backing tracks, keyboard stuff there coming from Pro Tools. That's very common. It's been a reliable system for a long time. Before that, we had Cymatic Player for keyboards, and for bass, you can say.
For bass, I just want to mention that it's a fun fact that one company was creating my weird shape basses. It's from Slovakia, GV Guitars. It's not far, basically, from here. I think Guta. That's where they are based. So my bass guitars are from here, like really from a few kilometers away from here.
So your latest single, Into the Belief, it blends the usual sound of the band with the dark fantasy tones. How was even the collaboration with Diablo, or the whole brand created? And what's the bigger picture of collaborations between the gaming companies and the bands, in your opinion?
For us, it was a big surprise, and we got excited about it, of course. It was an honor to be part of that, and that they asked us. And for me personally, it's a dream come true, because I've been a Berserk fan of that manga and anime since 2006 or 2005. And it's the first official collaboration through Blizzard, of course, but still it's like official also with Berserk. So that's just something like more of an emotional thing, that a dream come true in a way. Even though it was done in a really short time, if we knew it much in advance, because no one knew, we were like brainstorming about that stuff, what to do. If there was more time to prepare I already would have imagined like a way more massive, like music video from our side. It's a combination of animation and the band stuff. For the band stuff, if we would have more time, we would have done even bigger stuff. But I am very surprised that we made that video. We are proud of it and how it looks in a super short time. We had like there's these giant fingers like in the background, like physical, this hand kind of way. And it was built by one person, I don't remember his name, but in a very short time. And the music video director Katri Ilona Koppanen did an amazing job with everything, like preparing the whole production for the shooting. And yeah, what else if you want to add?
Maybe that Blizzard has their office in London. The basic office, the main office is in Los Angeles, but they have an office in London. And what I want to say with this, that probably they've been satisfied with our job with this collaboration, because a few days ago they came, at least 3 people, if I remember correctly, from Blizzard came to watch our show in London. So it was a really nice gesture from their side, and we were happy that it looks they also enjoyed this collaboration, and probably it was fruitful for them as well, not only for us.
So, at least for me, there's fascinating contrast between the vivid, energetic, almost arcade metal that you were playing, and Diablo's grim gothic atmosphere. How did you balance how did you find the balance between those two worlds, and how do you approach this contrast live?
Well, as a songwriter, I just offered an idea that, hey, I have this song coming for the 4th album, Enter the Bailey. It's about Berserk, because they were looking for Berserk-related music from us. So I really didn't have to think of anything else than just waiting for their approval. Is the song good for your purpose that you're looking for? I sent them the lyrics when they were done, and they liked the lyrics. They said okay, and then they waited for some quick raw version of the song when it was recorded, and they liked it, and that's about it. So I just kept doing what I was doing, so I didn't have to adapt as a songwriter. But indeed, the bigger process was the music video. So that had a lot of discussion, because we wanted to include clear Berserk elements in it, to have something that people can visually see. And there is that Bailit, the Jannis is holding this item in his hand at some point. So it's all music video related, from a song bands, how we play the song live and how the work in studio went. It wasn't really we didn't have to change anything. The only thing is it was done in a really short time. I always wish I could have extra time after something is completed to refresh your ears for a week or 2, and then get back to it and refine it. But it was day and night, and then you're super exhausted. Okay, here's the file, deliver, and so. But it turned out quite okay. And what else? There was something I think you maybe want to add. Oh yeah, but at least in on this tour, yeah, that was it. We have some elements from that collaboration, like the backdrop. It's a simple thing, just a backdrop there, but it was really nice also to use that backdrop, because there's kind of the character from Berserk in the center. It's Diablo's character dressed in Guts armor. Guts is a character from Berserk, and when he's dressed in that armor, it looks like, if you wouldn't know the background, you would see, oh, that's Guts from Berserk. So on an emotional level, it's cool for me, yeah, we have Berserk on our backdrop, and there's the Beast in Black logo. It's a very nice thing emotionally for a fan like me.
Okay. So you're known for being strongly influenced by pop culture. Not only the mentioned collaboration with Diablo, also the strong inspiration with manga and anime, and even, as I mentioned, almost arcade metal signature behind the music. What's your relation to pop culture, and what's your, let's call it, the guilty pleasure in those terms?
Well, it's always tricky to describe like the reasons behind the creative process, how and why things turn out the way they turn out. It's anything that resonates you, like hits the right emotional buttons, you then write it into a lyric or a song or into a beat, drum beat, or anything. And I wish I could know more precisely what's going on, like when writing the stuff, but it seems it works, people seem to like it, and we are grateful for that. And yeah, so it's a tricky question. It's hard to explain the creative process. It's just, one thing is for sure, it's that you can't live without it. When you're having this creative force within you, it's not a matter of can, but must. It's just, you just do it. Even regardless of the band, like way ago when I was a small kid, I just wrote songs and like did these creative small things because it just was pulling me towards. I just want to do it, and it still keeps going on like that. That's the main motivation. Just it has to come from passion and love towards it, dedication, and maybe Mate has something because. Yeah. Okay.
On a lighter note, speaking of pop culture, if you could compare band members to fictional pop culture character, who would it be for each and every one of you?
Oh, that was never heard that question before. Actually, tricky one. Yeah, there's so I don't know. Berserk would be so obvious, but I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The 80s cartoon. One of the turtles, probably Leonardo. He's been my favorite since I was a kid.
Yeah, so how I would be, that's a question, or what I think, what the others would be.
What do you think the others would be?
Sorry. Yeah. In that case, like the other guys, like there's the Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael, like in the Teenage Mutant Turtles. And so far we're 4 piece at the moment. So 4 turtles. That's my answer. I don't know exactly who would be Michelangelo. Maybe Atte. Yeah, tricky. But turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Actually, well, at some point in the beginning of our career, we've been Turtles. We've been playing that song called Crazy Mad Insane, and we always did some small fun during that song. We have different choreographies, and at some point, quite in the beginning, we had these masks, Ninja Turtle masks, and yeah, so I can't remember who I was, but we did that. So it's a correct like term for us. Yeah, we've been Luigi and Mario as well. We've been like monkeys, and that was some fun. But we've been turtles as well.
Oh yeah, and I remember now. Yannis sometimes refers to Atte as Bowser from Super Mario.
Okay.
So that's yeah. Now things start popping into my mind, but yeah.
So there's a new album planned for spring 2026. Can you share where you are in the process, and what can we expect both in terms of music and teams behind the album?
At least I can say it's not for spring, but it's gonna be next year, like in autumn, around the headline tour, because we have announced that already as a 4th album headline tour, closer to that. But to be honest, I don't know the exact date myself even at this moment. But next year for sure, and currently, Yannis has recorded his vocal parts, and he usually informs even the audience on stage about that on this tour. And there's still a lot of like keyboard stuff, some guitar solo stuff is missing. Well, all the guitar solos are missing at the moment, but the basics are there, the backgrounds and Yannis' vocal, and like some keyboards are there, and pre-mixed, like the sounds are there, so it's in good shape. After this tour, and maybe even during this tour, some album work can proceed because I have my studio gear with me. I made like a replica system out of my studio. It's kind of a portable version of that, and I can access this studio stuff entirely from here while on the road. But it's a bit difficult to do the studio work on the road, and especially when there's extra challenges happening like now. But you gotta make use of the time that you have. Usually when things start rolling smoothly on tour after a week or so, then you start having more and more like excess time, like 3 hours. And my plan was indeed to fill those hours with work, studio work. And it's nice because here, like the whole band is present. They can always even come check to the lounge of the bus where I usually will do the work, and like they'll be there like updated all the time what's happening, because we live in different countries, except Yannis and me live in Finland currently. So yeah, that's about it.
Maybe just to add that there's gonna be 10 brand new songs, so we are not gonna include the 2 standalone singles in this package, which we had in this year and the past year. So 10, people can expect 10 brand new songs. Some singles will come soon first, and then the release, we just had a meeting with our record company in London, and we have a certain idea, but before they finalize a promotional process and the exact date, we can't really say it out loud, but it will definitely happen in 26.
I believe I got the information about the release from your website. There's stated May 26.
Well, I don't know where, from a website somewhere. Yeah, it's been stated because that was the original plan. But you know, there was some major changes in the band in the past few days, which affected that, and maybe some other things too. But so we thought with the record company, it's safer and better if we give a little bit more time to this record. It's very important to us, so we don't want to rush it, even though, like Anton says, most of the production is ready, but it's safer this way.
So you're already planning tour to promote the upcoming album for the fall/winter 26, and as a special guest, you include one of the, at least in my opinion, one of the pioneers and one of the biggest bands in terms of power metal music, Sonata Arctica. What's your relationship to their music, and can you tell us what does it mean that for you that these legends are kind of opening act for you?
Well, it's interesting and a bit weird, because with my previous band, with Battle Beast, I toured with them already in 2012, I think. And they're super nice guys, like all of them. I have only good things to say about them, and it's only an honor that we can be in this position now, that there's like a special guest for us. So it's, in a way, it's unbelievable, because as a teenager, I remember listening from the radio, like some Sonata songs, and listening to the guitar parts. I was like blown away. Wow, that is like so wild. And the songs had like good melodies, catchy choruses, like. And here we are now. So it's, when you stop to think, it's like, it's pretty special, and we're honored indeed. And we are happy that we have the same management as well. So we could make it happen.
Yeah, it's. I was a fan of Sonata Arctica. I'm still is, but I'm still am. I'm still am. Yeah. You know, they are a Finnish band. So Be Black, even though now it's only the half of the band is Finnish, and half of the twisted way, half of the band is living in Finland. But we consider ourselves like the band is based in Finland. So Sonata Arctica is Finnish band as well. So in a way, it's like a family trip. But yeah, it's a big thing in my opinion. I've seen them in Hungary. They've been playing their headliner tour like 1.5 years ago or something like that. And then it came to my mind, they could be a really good fit to us when we present our new album, fourth album. Fourth album is, like I said previously, it's pretty important to us. And we try to make it big in live too. And I think with their participation, it will be something special what people will get that night, every single night.
So we already mentioned a lot about the previous tours, and I will be interested. What's your dearest or your favorite tour memory? Something that raise above everything else.
So many good memories. It's again tricky to choose. I mean, there's certain pride that comes with the headline tours that when you achieve certain level, like the latest headline tour with Glory Hammer. That's maybe like from the kind of a pride perspective, the favorite that wow we could pull it off. Like of course it's always about all who participate the package, but I mean we were planning it a certain way. Mate is good at planning those things. Like he plans things years ahead, and then like it's hard work and making the right moves at the right time, and seeing that it worked out the way that it was planned. So it's like yes, like we did it, and after these years seeing that progress, we also believe in the next 5 or 10 years that what we plan most likely will happen 70 or 80% that way, more or less. Like the past 10 years show it, that there's evidence that a certain way how we see things turn out to be mostly that way. And that's why the headline tour is like, in a way, something we can be most proud of, to get to that level only with 3 albums. But generally speaking, with Nightwish, we had many tours with them in Europe, in Latin America, and they've invited us to go on tour with them many times on some single shows. Even in Finland, there was one show in Lahti, I remember that. And Japan, for me, like the trips to Japan, I never get used to it in that sense. It's somehow like, for me personally, maybe that would be like the best memory. Those shows in Japan. We have had a couple of tours there, small tours, and just individual shows in Tokyo many times, and the whole atmosphere there is so rich in contrast, which I enjoy. And yeah, I could go on forever with this. Like, what is favorite?
Yeah, the same here. We just counted. We had more than 400 shows which we played within these 10 years, which is a lot. And there's several tours. Of course, you remember tours the most because they are not only one-timers. You play usually 20 or 20 plus shows during one tour. Quite the same opinion I have what Anton has, that headline tours, starting from the first one, when you first go out from the bubble, which these supporting tours give you. Sometimes bands really, it's really difficult to come out from these bubbles because you always get a nice or big audience. So we made the first step very early with From Hell With Love album, and that was a super successful tour on that level. So that's a dear memory for me. But the latest one was last year, that Glory and the Beast tour, when we could put it on another level with a nice stage decoration, bigger stages, great audience, and more than half of the shows being sold out. That was a success, a huge success for the whole band. So you see it from different perspectives. This was all from our perspective, how the band did it themselves. But if I'm speaking from my perspective, then North American tours, I wanted to do them since like age of 14. I wanted to get to America, never been before that. And so that's why it was a tough journey, because it started with an offer from Hammerfall, actually, before COVID years, that we were planning to go out with them for a longer trip, but it's been like postponed, and in the end it's been canceled. And it's definitely not ideal what we did. We did a headline tour for the first time we went to America, and it went out pretty well. We didn't know what to expect. 10 people or 200 or 300 or 1,000, and it was like better than expected. So that was personally, I liked it. And the tours in America, they always like in spring or close to summer, which is like a better feeling. You can go out anytime in sleeveless, whatever. Here in Europe, usually tour in winter time, autumn, winter time, when you have the jacket and everything. So that's another plus. And also Japanese shows, like Anton mentioned them, and from tours, it's I believe the first Nightwish tour. We were like, that was our first major tour, and we are sharing the same management. That's why we got really good conditions, and we were only, I think, 6 people or 7. So really, our crew was really small at that time. We've been using basically Nightwish crew, and we didn't really have responsibilities other than playing the shows that 1 hour or whatever we had that time. And that made it so easy, you know. We've been so relaxed, everything, and we got 10,000s of people every single night. That was something. And yeah, so in this order, I would say.
Being on tour might be a little bit of demanding. Not only there's really bad sleep schedule, there's also playing every night. That's high energy output, and also stuff like this where you get some PR duties. So how do you keep yourself in form during those longer tours?
Develop a routine, your personal routine. But in simple terms, don't drink much, sleep enough. Like, don't stay up until morning. We've all tried that, in the past many times. But it's like you can have some wine, sake, beer, or watch a movie and hang out in the downstairs of the bus. But like, just go to bed soon enough. Sleep, resting is the secret ingredient for everything. When you have enough energy in you, you can survive and go through all the challenges, daily challenges. And when you don't have enough sleep in your system, then everything, even small challenges, feel like too big. So remember to sleep and eat your vegetables, basically.
Everybody has different routines or what they do to stay alive. Yeah, it's not it's not a bad thing. At least I love touring, and of course, I try to keep the best possible shape. Sometimes it's not possible, not really possible, but sometimes I can go out to jog or just to walk big distances, explore the city. Drink a lot of water. It sounds like everybody knows that's what you should do, but I think on tours it's even more important. And then, of course, I think even evening parties, they are important sometimes, because you know, if you are always just work, do the shows, and there's no fun behind it other than being on stage, that also can be boring, and the whole tour goes nowhere in the end. You are not going to have nice, great memories, only the same things every single night. So I think you color, on any ways you color your journey during these 5-6 weeks. And the more color there is, the more you enjoy and remember, you get nice memories from a tour like this.
Speaking of that, you obviously do have a lot of time on the venue or around the venue, since it's 11, almost 12 a.m. and you're already on the venue. Do you travel around, do some sightseeing, or as you mentioned, jogging, small hikes or something like that? Because, for example, right here there's possibilities to even go for some small hikes. So how do you approach this area of touring?
Well, most of the guys, like Yannis, Mate, Atte, they do some sports, like maybe not on this tour with the basketball stuff, but I remember this guy and Yannis, they played basketball any time they could find a like basketball court near the venue. And Atte, our drummer, does frisbee golf. He's a big fan of that. He puts on his very unique looking hoodie and then goes to the city and finds the nearest place and throws frisbee golf. And I'm the kind of a food tourist, used to be. Or maybe that's why I gained so much weight. Now I have lost again, like, I don't know, 10 kilos or so. It's a good thing. But I like to explore and like try different restaurants or drinks, or go to souvenir shops and buy some nice items to bring as gifts to family and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, I'm the tourist of the band, so whenever we are anywhere where we have never been, I feel the intention just to go out and explore the city or the environment, whatever, or to hike. But we've been touring so many times in Europe already that I've seen most of these major cities. So if I have any other things to do, like band-related stuff, most of the time I'm working a lot during tours, then I'm skipping this tourism part of the tour. We played here, and I live not so far from here, so I've been here several times. Anyway, maybe tonight, I don't know, I have to check what I plan to do today on my computer. If there's not too many things and the weather is nice, maybe I will move out. This is going to be the first time during this tour, even though it's just 1 week from the tour start, but I didn't really see the sun. Yeah, maybe not, there's no sun, but at least it's bright outside. So maybe this is gonna be first day on this tour. But in general, on European tours, I usually focusing on work. But on tours in America, let's say, or in other continents, where I'm there for the first time or second, my priority is usually to explore. And it doesn't mean that I leave the work behind, but I find a better balance. Now the balance goes much to the work and little to other activities. And in other situations, it's usually more balanced, or even it goes more to the tourism side. I think it's important, like what I said for the previous question. It's like you color your touring, those 6 weeks, and that's what it makes you an adventure, not just like a job.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Related to this, like, do you have some kind of a special Christmas drink that you have only around Christmas season or winter season? Because that's what I do on this European tour. I remember there's like this glue wine, kind of this warmed up, heated wine, a little bit sweet. If you have something that I'd be curious to try and find something today, maybe if you have, or even buy from a shop, like some specialties around this winter time.
There are cooked wines, or well, they call it punch, but that's mostly for the Christmas market. That I believe that's not really around yet.
Okay.
But if you want to try something specific to Slovakia, we get something like I won't torture you with slivovica and stuff like that. That's the torture. But we do have the. Many say that it's the better version of Jägermeister,
Okay.
and it's called Tatrati,
Okay.
and it varies from, I believe, 28% up towards 82. There's a lot of versions, and at least from my experience, I believe it was the Sabaton guys that told me that the black one, I believe it's 52%. It was one of the best drinks they had, and I was. They told me to bring it for like 4 or 5 years in a row. Just, do you have the Tatrati? Yeah. No worry, guys. So that definitely is something you want to try, if you are into those things. And I believe that there are something like the tasting sets of 5 or 6 small bottles. So
Sounds good.
that's something you.
Nice, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. So, being on tour, it not only brings the harsh time for your physique, it also can bring the hard times for the mental state. How do you manage to your time away from the family while on tour, and how do you find the balance between the tour life and the family life?
Stay in touch. Like try to at least send a message every day or phone call or whatever. Just keep the line open. And as I said, like the rest is the key. Like take care of your body and mind by resting enough and just be in touch with your family and loved ones. That's in a nutshell.
For me, it's a little bit more difficult because I have 2 small kids, 9 and 7 years old, and my wife, of course. And unfortunately, on this tour, there was very little time to connect with them. Not because of the lacking internet or whatever, but it was just so many things happened that I couldn't set my mind to have longer video calls with the kids. We talk every day, but I like those talks when I can focus, on them. And unfortunately, on this tour, it didn't happen that much yet. But I'm going tomorrow. We play in Hungary. That will come. I can go home for a few hours before that, and it's I think Sunday tomorrow. So they will be at home, not in school. I will spend some time with them, and they come to the show later, and then the show goes on. Yeah, that's it. It's like keeping in touch and pay attention to them, of course, asking how they are, and that this is not the first time being on tour, so we know how to handle. It's not easy, but it's part of life.
Again, or on a little bit lighter note, back in the day, on some interview, you almost collectively and almost instantly agreed that if you will end up on a desert island, Janos will be the first one to die. Why? Why?
Do you want to answer?
It's just because I believe he would say the same thing. I don't know if it was in an interview, was he asked as well, but he would say the same thing. So probably he should answer this thing and not we bad mouthing of him, you know.
Yeah, he would agree. Like I'm sure.
Okay. Okay, so you're blending three storylines kind of in your music. It's the manga, the other fictional worlds, and the personal concepts. And that brings a lot of space for fan misinterpretations of the songs. So what was the one that was misunderstood by the fans in the most craziest way possible?
I don't follow that much how they interpret the songs. I remember some years ago, when I checked some comments, it was funny for me to notice that some people have a debate going on YouTube that this song is about Berserk and this and that character, it's about their love story, and I'm like, well, that's not a Berserk song at all. But I'll let everyone have their own like interpretation. That's the whole idea of any form of art. Like it's supposed to provoke thought, like, and that's the most important thing. If it resonates you in a certain way and you create your own like a story for it in your mind and it brings you something that you enjoy, that's what matters. So yeah, I don't really even pay attention that much if something is interpreted wrong. That's all right. Oh, well, one more thing, like Die by the Blade song is quite one of our most successful songs, and I think people still think most of them it's about Guts and Griffith, but it's about Guts and his inner demon. It's struggle about his inner self and his, like there's the beast of darkness that kind of is his inner animal in a way, and it's a dialogue between those, like that inner Guts speaking to the outside Guts, like how to put it. But when you know that and you read the lyrics, oh, it makes sense because he's always struggling to contain that inner demon within himself, not to let it take over him. So I don't think I have seen a single comment that during the years, not that I like browse for them all the time, but I just remember I've never come across with a comment that is speaking about the song and that actually got it. And we even made the lyric video because of that, to clarify that there's only Guts in like fan art of Guts and the Beast of Darkness in that video. There's nowhere there's Griffith in the lyric video, like no images of that. It's just about Guts and his inner beast. But I was surprised in a way, like, whoa, I thought it was quite obvious after we kind of give you the hint with the pictures and everything. But yeah, but it's okay. You can still think it's between Guts and Griffith. If you think that way, that's okay. That's fine for me.
Okay. That was actually one of my last. Thank you guys for being here and for being able to do this.